Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
For somebody to save your life. Food for the fire, your bitch ass was born to expire. First to the last, worst to the peasants to fill this class. Living with another man's foot in your ass. Turn around like this when you give it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zometheus Rising is back in the building. The So What Morning Show, TRadiov.com. What is this thing? It's a social experiment. It's TV, it's radio in TV. It's a hybrid, it's a new form, it's a new platform, right? We're getting all of this information out to the people. I dare you to go out and try to find somebody that does it like we do it. We're by ourselves. We're really lonely in our greatness. T-Radio V, So What Morning Show, back in the building. 855-878-4652 is the number to dial. You got to follow me on Twitter, @ZoeWilliams. Today's topic is bananas. I can't tell you how ridiculous this show is going to be. You know, ridiculous is better than ridiculous. You just take the dick out and replace it with cock. Because it's going down today. It's going to be bananas. But you know how we do. Before I get into the topic, before I get into all of this other stuff, community empowerment. Yo, books. Listen, I need you to go to my website. I am ZoeWilliams.com. IamZoeWilliams.com and get a copy of my book, The Rebirth of Seeds. Just go there, click, and get it. There's the cover. It's a little fuzzy. Yeah, thanks. Internet is just terrible. Jesus Christ alive. It looks better than that in person. I'll sign it for you. Please go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com, and purchase a copy of it. I appreciate everyone who has already done it. I've sent out some books last week. I appreciate all the support, and I ask you to continue to support. Dr. Mark Goulston has returned to the building. He's in the building. Go get his book, Just Listen. He's the worst listener in the world, but this book is incredible. I can't tell you how dope this book is. Please go support Dr. Goulston and he has a bunch of books that are really, really, really helpful. Dr. Mark Goulston has returned. Please participate in his movement. Mark Goulston's Just Listen. Great book, great work. Also, you guys missed out this weekend. For all of the people that I've been promoting the Black Mastery movement, me and the founder of Black Mastery, Veronica Conway, listen, we did a boot camp phone call. It was like a conference call, and a bunch of people who already purchased it bought it. How to become an entrepreneur after spending so much time being a wantapreneur. We're going to do this call again. Please RSVP at Veronica@VeronicaConway.com. Veronica@VeronicaConway.com. You gotta support us, man. And when I tell you, a lot of business people who are wantapreneurs, trying to be entrepreneurs, change their thought process. She drilled down and cleaned up a lot of crap in their lives. She coaches, I host. It's crazy. It's bananas. We're going to set up another one. But the only way to participate is if you've already gotten blackmastery.com. And if you haven't, take your ass to blackmastery.com and download it, because it's incredible, man. When I tell you, she talked about how most people unconsciously write fear into their business plan, right? Thus turning the business plan into a business muddle. It's not a model anymore, a business model. It's now a business muddle. Oh, it was incredible, man. She blew a lot of people's doors off and helped a lot of people. Blackmastery.com. Go order it right now. And when you do, get ready to receive information about another 8-week boot camp that we have planned. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Next business. Arise Hospitality. Arise Hospitality. Not Aspire. Arise. AriseHospitality.com. Arise. Arise. Lift yourself. AriseHospitality.com. It is the Black Staples Center, the Black Office Max. Why do we call them these things? Because it's Black owned. And listen, they have the same distributors. They have the same manufacturers as Staples, as Office Max. I got to keep promoting businesses, man. If we don't exchange money with ourselves, we're going to stay broke. We're going to stay dependent. We're going to stay broken people. AriseHospitality.com. Anything you can get from Staples, anything you can get from Office Max, you can get it from these people here. I'm telling you, they got big clients and big companies all over the country. It's a growing company. You should support them. AriseHospitality.com. Next one, HipLoose.com. Why do I say HipLoose.com? Because these guys are high-end tailors. They take over 30 measurements to make sure that suit doesn't fit anybody but you. It is awesome stuff, high-end quality stuff, materials, fabrics, the whole 9 yards. They're incredible, man. You gotta support them. Also, Ramomart. Ramomart.com. Man, when I tell you, this brother, every time he calls me, he's sending me new concept, new clothes, new ideas. His stuff is incredible. He's got jeans, he's got belts, he's got shoes, he's got suits. I mean, high-end stuff, man. The best quality, tailored, cut and stitched in New York. You got to support Ramomart.com. Also, Doctrine.com, DOCREN.com. Why is this important? I've been saying the brother was a graduate of FAMU. I've said it incorrectly. This brother is a graduate of Florida State, right? He graduated from Florida State, and what he does is prepare these kids for school. He's in cahoots. Look at that. He's in cahoots with all of the professors of the classes. If you need notes and study guides for each class, you can go on to Doctrine.com and purchase that, right? I mean, hey, if you don't have to work harder, but you can work smarter, there's a resource that you can use. Also, PharaonicDesigns.com. Another Egyptian-style t-shirt clothing brother who's doing a lot out of New York, PharaonicDesigns.com. Go there, support the brother, PharaonicDesigns.com. He has a lot of high-end stuff that I like, t-shirts, and, you know, it's beautiful stuff. Go support him. I got to keep supporting these businesses. One other business, Taylor Insurance and Finance. This brother was just in here. His name is Sylphie Taylor. And not only is this dude a master of managing your money, this dude is also a master at giving back to the community. We're going to bring him in, and he's going to talk specifically about just his charity work. I mean, this dude does a lot of stuff for the community. His website is TaylorInsFin.com. Now, that's weird. Taylor, INS, I-N-S, Fin.com. INS is for insurance. Fin is for finance. TaylorInsFin.com. Yo, that's a mouthful. We've got it all out the way now. And now that we've gotten it out the way, today's topic is going to be bananas. It's going to be crazy when I bring all of these people in here when we get busy. But right now, I got to take a quick break. But when I come back, it's going to be crazy. I'll see y'all in 2.2. So what? Back in the building. Oh!
Take your phone one set, stay connected. Make one black army organized, dedicated to the rehabilitation and the prosperity of my nation. Ready butter for your table ride. All for the niggas.
Please, I'm not that kind of. This is Quick Fix Radio. Quick Fix Radio.
Yeah. Check it out, y'all. We back in the building. What's going on?
Yes, sir. What it do? We got some super special guests up in the place,
In the building, we got all 5 live in the building. Bone Thugs in the building. Everybody.
We up in here
Tonight, y'all. What's going on?
Hey man, I had to come see what this TV radio what this all about. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
We got Game on the line. Game, what's going down, baby?
What up? What up, man?
What's going on? Oh man, we got EPO
Double
G. Who's this on the phone with us?
Yo, what up, man? It's Akon.
Akon in the building. Who is this on the line?
Be real.
We got Be Real. Be Real. Who this we got on the line?
This $5 sign right here.
What up, Ty Dolla $ign in the building.
Hey,
And thanks to all the fans for stopping by.
The Quick Fix with Crazy Bone, right here on T Radio V.
Hi, I'm Christina Fulton, and I want you to check out my new show, Playing It Forward with Christina Fulton. Join me as I interview the biggest and the brightest celebrities, philanthropists, and CEOs in the world, including a 5-year-old girl that is changing the world today. 5 years old. What was I doing at 5? It's all about having fun, kick-ass music, and making a difference. Every Friday at 1 p.m. with me, Kyle, and my DJ, Chris Cruz. Be a game changer. Play it forward. Right here at T Radio V. Radio and TV.
He's the most interesting man in the world.
No, really, he is.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, it's always with hot chicks.
Langdon Nation, saving the world one dirty joke at a time. Saturdays from 1 to 3, exclusively on T Radio V.
Hi, this is Danny Woodburn, and you're watching T Radio V. Did it come up? You all right? There we go. He's good.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
And one of the greatest tragedies in life is getting to the end of your life and looking back and realizing it was mediocre, and it didn't have to be that way.
The number one reason is people are unwilling to listen and care about what's important to the other person. But what if you could be someone who dared to care about everybody in your life?
When you're in love, smoke gets in your eyes. But when you're anxious, you talk more than you listen.
I asked my wife a month ago, I said, I don't know whether to have an affair or buy a motorcycle. And she said, if you have an affair, I'll kill you. If you get the motorcycle, you'll kill yourself. Go with the bike. Here we go. Do we have the link thing?
Well, you stuttering? You just got back and you're stuttering already?
I'm stuttering. Well, you know.
Jesus. Dr. G's toolbox.
Well, I'm not used to so many white people in the studio. I mean, I'm getting kind of cramped. I feel
We'll
threatened.
be back to normal next week.
Whitey Locks, owns
I'm
that.
like a black man.
What?
I'm like a black man.
I've seen that. I've seen
I'm
that.
ashamed
we
to
gotta
say.
go radio savvy. We have for dirty words or.
Yeah, let it fly. Yeah. Go ahead.
I usually am always radio savvy either way. You know,
It is
like,
you.
Dr. G, what are your tips before we set up the topic? What are they?
Well, first of all, on Wednesday, 5/21 at 11 a.m. I just broke the record at this thing we have 7,800 people registered for this free webinar, which is about tips for getting through to people from a hostage negotiation trainer, which I used to do.
Yeah.
And so I hope people will attend. They can find that if they go to citrix.com. They do GoToMeeting, go to whatever. And so we'd love to have you there. But the tip, how I want to take on today's topic, and you're going to throw me under the bus, but I got to get this out. I think tenderness in the world has become extinct. And tenderness is reserved for dying parents, dying grandparents that you have a relationship with. Maybe you're sick animals. Maybe you're kids when they're cute. But other than that, everything else is project management. Everything's let's do a deal. And so part of what I'm going to talk about in the webinar is how to just listen. And just here's kind of a tip. There's 4 levels of listening. You can talk over people, you can talk at people, you can talk to people, and you can talk with them. And the way you know you're talking is kind of their body language. When you talk over people, when someone's talking over you, you're insulted. When you're talking at people, they stick their chin out you. You can't talk to me that way. When they talk to you, they say, yeah, this is interesting. But when you talk with people, like when you talk to that aging parent, when you talk to that dog who's on their last legs, it's what happens is the other person just relaxes. It's like you're putting your arm around them and say, we're going to get through this. Whatever it is, oh, there you go. Anyway, but those are the 4 tips. Hope you join the webinar. Now throw me under the bus because I think that was just too sweet for this show.
One big advantage of him is that he has a soothing voice.
Yes.
That probably works well with your career. You know, you have a very soothing voice. People want to listen to you.
My voice ain't with shit. Nobody wants to
hear.
You're
a comedian. It's a different kind of thing.
No, man, I'm telling you, even when I'm not funny, you don't want to hear tender shit from me. Did anybody else hear Where's the Tenderness playing in their head? What?
No, we didn't hear that, Jeff. No. So let me say this. The doc set us up perfectly because the topic for today is one of the most difficult ones to talk about, apparently, prolegedly. It seems like it's very difficult to talk about sexuality, our fantasies, right? What if you're really fantasizing about smacking your sister's ass while you're hitting your wife? Right?
I had that one the other day.
It's a lot of weird fantasies
I am
going
learning
on.
a lot.
I'm just saying. A lot of people don't want to talk about how they really feel about sex, right?
I'm going to add that to the bucket list before I die.
Don't do that. Okay.
Well,
Because that's only a couple of weeks away. No. You might want to put something worthy on the bucket list. All right? No. Today's topic, though. Fantasies and fetishes. A penetrating look into the good, the rough, the bad, the violent, and the ugly of sex. Now,
I'll take that one.
I bet you will.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know who's in the building right now, the man, the myth, the largest star in porndom history, biggest star in porndom history, the legendary old wizard of Pokenum. Ladies and gentlemen, Ron Jeremy joins the Zoa.
All right. Yes.
That intro deserves this. Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
What the hell? GD Wonder.
I can't carry a drum in my pocket like a rim shot, so a harmonica fits in the pocket, so I can do that. You know.
I got questions. Wow. I got questions, ladies. I got questions. You have a guest
I don't have
too.
a bucket list, by the way.
I
think I already did it. I don't think I have a bucket list left. You know, I think
Wow.
It's done. It ended years ago.
Jesus.
Wow.
You brought a guest with you from across the water.
Yes.
Indeed.
Hello.
She's from Hogwarts, but she's one of the freakier witches. Tell us your name.
Something special with this broom.
Right.
She's got a great Cockney accent.
Yes,
from Brighton, London.
Really? Tell us who you are and how you're going to weigh in on today's topic, sexual fantasies and fetishes.
Well, I'm Bettina.
Bettina.
And funny enough, I've got my 30th birthday coming up, and I've been having these kinky fantasies for the dirty 30.
Okay, well, go ahead and share.
Share with us.
Look how she says that word. Say that. What's that word I like when you say?
The dirty 30.
Ooh. What's the word that
Naughty.
No one says it like that. Say it again, right next to the mic. Say it one more time.
Naughty.
Oh.
Is that like Nick Nolte?
Excuse me. Yeah.
I love how she says that. That's all.
I'm going to the bathroom.
Say Nick Nolte.
Privacy.
Naughty. My fantasy is very naughty.
Oh, God. So I have questions. You know how we do with the show. It's funny, it's intellectual, it's deep, it's probing. We have to do that. Is religious morality at fault for the huge numbers of sexually repressed men and women in the world? I don't know. But I'm sure we're going to dig deeper into it today, right? Regarding a great sex life, is a certain level of violence good and healthy for one? Look at Jeff, you can't contain himself, right? How does one expect or express their true erotic nature without fear? A lot of people are very afraid to just really let go, right? One of my favorite philosophers, Krishnamurti, says the only time we've ever been really true is when we're in the moment of, busting off, getting an orgasm.
Really?
Other than that, we're this manicured projection of who we think we are as opposed to who we really are. And only when we're busting off are we really that person.
Making the donkey face.
Why is it so difficult? Really, Jeff?
That's what happened.
Do the donkey again. I'm just saying, why is sex so difficult to talk about? Why is it so difficult? Like, for instance, if you had a fetish, Doc, not necessarily a fetish, or say a desire,
it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
To be with Keisha Cole.
Yeah.
Right? How would you break the news to your wife? Like, it's a certain kind of woman, like just one of these real hood ghetto fine chocolate sisters down in the. I want to try one with you, Betty. How would you tell her that, Doc?
I'd email her the YouTube and say I'm going out to Winchell's.
Oh.
While she watches it. I don't know. No, but can I say something about what how you teed it up, because this is this I found fascinating. I'm a shrink. I'm a psychiatrist, and I used to moonlight in some of the state hospitals to make extra money. And one of the things that would happen, I remember one incident where they actually tied someone down because he was having sex with everyone in the day room, and the head psychiatrist said to me, "You know, it's a shame. When he's having sex, that's the closest that he's in touch with reality, because he's so far gone, and we have to punish him for being in touch with wanting to do something with other people. We have to tie him down because it's so disruptive and disorderly." And I remember this other shrink sort of saying, it's awful because it's just, otherwise he lives in his own room, his own world, and he's just kind of wandering around. And this actually was in contact with another person, but because it broke the rules, we have to put
How were the other people?
Yeah.
How were the recipients? Were they enjoying his sex? Were they glad he was doing it? The ones he's having sex with?
Great question.
A lot of the women was he just doing it guy with girl, not guy with guy or anything like that?
Yeah, I think he was going about. Well, I'll tell you, when you're in state hospitals, all they're focused on, this was years ago, is where can they bum a Camel cigarette? Because all they do in the day room is smoke Camels, because they don't have filters. They smoke each other.
Which is a lot worse for you than having sex, by the way.
That's true. That's true.
So were the people enjoying what he was doing? Was they accepting his advances?
Some of them did, but the point is, when you have a lot of paranoid schizophrenic, it wasn't. I would say it wasn't going over that well.
Right.
But it's sad.
I would try to restrict him to those who really want it, and not. I worked with. I have a master's special ed. I used to work with disturbed kids. And it was always a very difficult thing when they started showing interest with each other. It was way out in the Catskill Mountains. And they had prescribed pills. Immediately, the nurse gave them pills, birth control pills, because if they have a child, they lose their SSI disability.
Wow.
So, but they didn't really discourage it. They just wanted to make sure it was consensual, happy, healthy, kind of thing,
So, Ron, do you think religion has ruined our ability to be sexually expressive and free and open?
Depends which religion. Back in the Roman and Greek days, anything went. Gay went, straight went. It was wild and crazy. It was the Judeo-Christians who came along with the whole guilt thing. So it wasn't all religions. Sometimes the people were fine with it.
Wow.
I would say it's the sole ruin of sexuality, but it certainly has contributed to sexual ruin. I do these debates with a pastor named Craig Gross on the road, so the Triple X Church, and we have great debates.
And he's one of your friends, right?
Very, very good friends.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and one girl asked a question, which I just backed up and gave a salute and said, handle this one. A girl says to him, Craig, what's done more to kill people, the Bible or sex? Or the religion or sex, which has killed more people, porn or the Bible? Porn or religion? And I went, whoa!
What did he say?
Wow!
He did the Ralph Cramden on Honeymooners. That's pretty much it. Was that a nice whopper?
Yeah. That's heavy.
Religion's killed more people than sexuality.
And it's interesting because in the book of Revelation, it says the harlot sits on the back of the beast, and the beast's secret name is pornography. So there's been this movement that porn is the problem, right? Yeah. There's been this movement that sexual expression is the problem. But how can we not have a meaningful relationship without really good sex, without really good porn? Because with the advent of technology, every relationship is potentially porn.
People are voyeuristic, so you can't get rid of that. They found pictures of naked people on the walls of caves back in caveman eras. They say Thomas Jefferson had depictions of porn in his little closets. I mean, you don't where do you draw the line? Mm-hmm. People have a voyeuristic nature, and they're going to look for that satisfies it. If it's done happy, healthy, consensual, and so be it.
Yeah. But Tina, do you like being choked?
Yes.
Speak to us about a certain level of violence in your
Your
relationship.
pleasure with asphyxia.
Yes.
I brought the right girl for this one.
Yes. A little slap and tickle even. Go deeper.
Yes, well, recently I find when I am having sex, unless like a guy tries to choke me or tries to cover me breathing for a little bit, I can't come. I need to feel like...
Wow. Hey, Sticky.
Control.
Hey, Snowflake.
That can get dangerous.
But do you do S&M both sides, the slave side and the master side?
I do. I like being a slave.
Indeed.
Wow.
A return to the times of old.
Too easy.
The Moors have returned to Al-Andalus.
Oh, yeah. We're bringing political. So the Americans enslaved the British girl. Is that how it works?
But I find if a guy is being naughty, he's not treating the slave very nicely, then I can switch and make him my slave. He has to work his way up.
Wow.
Like up and up.
I don't know if I want to play the slave.
I don't want to play it. Don't say slave to a black man.
No,
That's
whoa. I got a different experience.
So listen,
we're calling
really
this
quickly.
Revolutionary War. That's
Exactly. We got to take a quick break. We hear the music. We'll be back at 2.2 with more sexual fantasies and desires. Ron Jeremy in the building. Holla!
Unobtainable standard. I said that we are talking about. Welcome to Big Mama Nature's house. There's a war.
Yeah. Let's have debris all over him. That's
Bleeding.
a bad man.
Badass, man.
Woo.
Our chairs are damp.
The chairs are wet.
Our chairs
Ron.
are slightly damp.
I'm gonna have to use that in the scene.
This is just like Apocalypse Now. So this is a good idea to light a torch near a highly flammable costume, mainly around my crotch area.
We're gonna get cut out, yeah. It's just gonna be cuts of Jean-Claude. They'll like pause them with loud music over it.
What are the chances of a dangerous animal in this island? 0. So just count.
Hi, this is Slim Jim Phantom, and you got the big beat. We're gonna take this music into the 22nd century. We deal exclusively in rockabilly music. Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Richie Valens, Wanda Jackson, Janice Martin, the Everly Brothers, Johnny Cash, and everybody else. Thank you so much for supporting the big beat here on T Radio V.
Radio V. We're back. It's Politically Naughty with Mary Kay on TRadioV.com. I don't feel like it would be as big of a deal these days if I,
You'd be surprised. The most powerful weapon in the world is
This is a no-holds-barred conversation.
So anyway, everybody started drinking my bathwater. I loved it.
That is amazing.
Kitten, you need a movie about your life.
If
If Mary
maybe-
Carey was governor, we wouldn't be having these problems in America.
Exactly. I know.
Get politically naughty with Mary Carey. Mondays at 4 p.m. on T Radio V.
Hello, T Radio V.
Hello for us.
Hi, guys. My name is Steve Renazizi.
My name is Mary Elizabeth Ellis.
My name is Katie Aselton.
You're watching TV on the radio, but you're not watching it, you're listening to it, because radio on TV.
Hi, T Radio V.
Keep that radio going inside that television set.
I love T Radio V. Trust her.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV. T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Hi, welcome to Psychology by Sandy. Today we are going to be discussing sexual fetishes. And this is a bit of a complex subject, so we are only going to be able to cover the basics. However, we are going to cover the fundamentals, and there may be a couple more videos to cover the rest. Now, before we get started, I would like you to pause the video and leave a comment listing what your fetish is. And this is only if you're brave enough. If people know your username, then maybe you don't want to, and you don't have to. It's okay. However, if you can just pause the video, leave your comment, and we will continue. First, we are going to go over the meaning of the word fetish. because people commonly actually use that word incorrectly. Now, in psychology terms, fetish actually means a sexual association with a non-living object. And here's what the American Psychiatric Association has to say in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders. Fetishism involves the use of non-living objects, the fetish. Among the more common fetish objects are women's underpants, bras, stockings, shoes, boots, or other wearing apparel. The person with fetishism frequently masturbates while holding, rubbing, or smelling the fetish object, or may ask the sexual partner to wear the object during their sexual encounters. So yeah, you can have a sexual fetish for stockings or boots because they're non-living objects, but you wouldn't necessarily say that you have a foot fetish. Now, what people commonly refer to as a foot fetish, there's actually another word for that, and we are going to go over that in just a minute. However, let's first go over the origin of the word fetish. The word fetish comes from Latin factitious, which means artificial or man-made. Now, it also means an object that has supernatural powers, or more specifically, a man-made object that has powers over others. The word was first coined by Charles Brosis in 1757 while studying religions, more specifically African and Egyptian religions. And in these religions, they had these figurines which represented gods or persons. And these figurines would represent some sort of power over the group or the tribe. Now, I'm sure you've heard of a voodoo doll. Well, a voodoo doll in this sense would be considered a fetish. Over the years, the word fetish has been bastardized to mean an object that one has some sort of sexual association.
I try to school you every week with some science on what's happening. So based off of the definition of fetish, all you ladies out there who can't get off without the little hummingbird. Right, that's a fetish.
I can't believe you got this at the 700 Club.
Hysterical.
I don't have that in my house.
Look who joined us, ladies and gentlemen. Corey Holcomb is in the building to talk about sexual desires and fetishes and fantasies. Corey.
Is a fist a non-living object? Because some bitches have fetishes with fists.
You know what's so crazy? Corey wasn't here when I asked the question about violence and sex.
I know you could choke a bitch into an orgasm. I've seen it done before.
Yeah, well, the doctor probably agreed that you have beta endorphins, and they're given out. They get released into the body through the adrenal cortex in times of sexuality, in times of pain, pleasure, fear.
All that stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah, so there are similarities even in your chemistry of your blood when you're either scared, frightened, happy, having sex, eating chocolate. Right. So there are some actual similarities.
I didn't know that. I didn't know how to say it like that. But yeah, what he said.
He said he don't know about the adrenal cortex, but I done ate a Snicker and choked the bitch.
I thought that was a roller coaster in Six Flags.
I done choked a bitch while eating a Snicker.
But don't you find that it's difficult to talk about? I'm just talking about sex in and of itself. Like, I wonder if men really have the heart to communicate to their women, you know, what they really want. What I've seen in society, the pimps seem to be the ones who are the most, you know, skillful at articulating what they want, being able to turn a girl out because they're saying what it is that they want. They're putting the girl in that situation, whereas the common dude typically does what the woman wants him to do.
Well, so let me say this: when you pay for pussy, after about the third woman that you pay for, that's when you start to speak up more for what you want. You be like, damn, I just gave this bitch $80 and I didn't get what I want.
Now I'm gonna need you to go on and swallow.
After about that fourth bitch, you're gonna be like, look here, I need my ass licked. I'm just saying, when you pay for sex, you'll say what you want.
Ron, of all the ethnicities that you've impaled,
they would lick his behind.
Which is the best? Is black pussy better than Asian pussy? Better than white pussy? Which is the wettest?
And what are the differences?
I tell you what's funny.
What are the subtleties
look,
of the yoni?
All I really care about is a pulse. I'm just not that picky. If she's breathing, I put a mirror by the nose. I see fog. Going right in there. However, it's funny, they're all the same. You guys know this. A lot of girls have a lot of great. I love a black booty, for example. I love to have sex with a girl, doggy style, especially if she's black, has a big, beautiful ass. And I'll do like, if that butt is round and you want a triple X throw down,
Yeah.
I'll do that. She'll start bouncing. She'll bounce to it. I also like white girls. I can't think. I'll tell you what's funny. A lot of the famous actors in Hollywood love Asian girls. A lot of them. And I've asked them why. And they said, well, they have cute feet. They're very tight in the vagina, and they have lovely nipples. And that was something I heard from a lot of actors, famous ones. Some of the best known had that thing. Foot fetishes, because Asian girls have cute little feet, nice nipples, and tight vagina. And they like that. So other than that,
But they all tight
girls
to
are
you,
girls.
right?
Look, I fucking love. I like anything.
Can I
I
give
mean, I
you
would
a
never
gem?
turn down a girl because of color, size, and I mean,
Who was
you know,
the best?
Who was the best you've ever hit?
I'm a big fan of natural, so I like the Tabitha Stevens, Christy Canyon, Taylor Wayne, Terry Weigel.
Man, you going through my
Nina
whole.
Hartley. Yeah,
I asked him to
who
bring
has the
Skin
tightest
Diamond.
pussy? You know who has the tightest pussy of all girls?
Who?
Them real bulldagger looking little bitches. The bitches they really prefer girls. They look like men. Every time I fuck one of them ugly motherfuckers, I be like, this pussy is immaculate. It's brand new. I had to take the wrap off one of them pussies. I'm just saying. Right. Guys never think to flirt with them girls. I throw them off when I'm seriously trying to flirt with them. They be like, is he for real? I be like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I'm going to ask the panel, and I'm going to start with Dr. Goulston, right? Dr. G. What is considered an abnormal turn-on, and what is your most abnormal turn-on? I hate to throw you under the bus.
Do I want to hit it?
Abnormal turn-ons, right?
There's a fetish that's actually in videos before he goes personal people. It's actually sells. It's girls smoking while you have sex with them.
Really?
I don't know why that's a fetish, but there's a bunch of DVDs that actually sell girls smoking and having sex.
Out the mountain, like.
There's something for everyone. I mean, anything you could think of that's a crazy, goofy, nutty fetish.
What would we
Someone else
call
think
an
it's crazy.
unrealistic fetish, or something that was dangerous, or
Snuff movies.
Snuff movies.
What's that?
That turns people on.
If
Go into that,
somebody's
Doc.
into that, I'd be afraid. Why are they enjoying something like that?
Yeah,
you know?
go into that, Doc. What's a snuff movie for our layman fans?
Well, Ron will help me with this, but
hell no.
Nah,
You about to
you are
reveal
down
the truth
young.
about
They don't-
yourself
they
now.
don't really
Come on,
accept-
Doc.
The ones in America are fake, but the ones that are maybe made in South America or parts of Eastern Europe or whatever, some of them are actually real.
Really?
That supposedly in white slavery markets, some fathers or mothers sold their kids for something like this, but I don't know if it really goes on anymore. I think Interpol, CIA, and the FBI have stopped it, but that was a bizarre thing, long time
It's
ago.
a movie
What are
where
they doing?
People getting killed.
It's stuff means you die.
And it
it's
turns them on?
Yeah.
Well, they belong in a hospital, that's for sure, but they do, yeah.
Wow.
So
So
look at that film that won an Academy Award, Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh, yeah.
Kids make better beggars because they get their eyes taken away from them, or the girls are brought into prostitution at age 13.
Wow.
That stuff went on in Mumbai, India. Years and years and years ago. They've since have cleaned it up, but these are not just fetishes; these are ill people.
So you
criminals.
You've got
what about
stuff
the whole,
where.
What about the whole thing of things needing to escalate to turn you on? I mean, and people.
Yeah.
They're this level, and it's never enough, and so because I think what drives it all is there's this need for this release, and you can't get that release unless it's more higher and higher risk and more danger and all that stuff.
So
And then
it's
you
sex
lose-
by itself. I think this is what you're saying, Doc. Sex by itself has to keep escalating, or it gets boring, or where it kind of gets routine.
For some.
Well, if you're looking
for some, right?
Yeah.
Go into it, Corey.
Well, I'm just saying, like I get it. There's people who have crazy shit they're into, but I just like fucking a bitch and washing up and leaving. I don't like all the spectacular shit. I guess it's because I get frustrated when girls start talking. Something happens when they start talking.
Oh my God, yeah.
That fucks with my erection.
That's why I don't like.
Especially when they
young
start begging. I'm like, oh, let me.
I got to get out of here now. Shit.
I once saw a couple, and I'm somewhat intuitive, and I said to the guy, I said, well, given that your sex life is terrible, the two of you, you're either jerking off, you're having an affair, because I don't think you're like into popular mechanics and shining your car. And what happened is his face got all red, and he said, "Meet Judy," and it's like he was exposed and all this sort of stuff, and just the shame and that kind of thing. And actually, he said, "I've got a poem." and really kind of sad. He said, the poem is this: we're lonely little boys playing with our toys, trying very hard to not make any noise. You know, and that's when there's so much.
I think that was Cool in the Gang, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Cool in the Gang.
If you hear any noise, it's just me and the boys.
No, that's Parliament.
No, but Ron, I don't know if you could understand this. What some of these men, some of these married men, what some of them have told me, they say, it's not so much the sex and the masturbation, it's having a woman smile at me and say, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because they're just not getting that at home. I mean,
That's some good shit right
that's
there.
Not, right, you have to pay for that. You took that.
I think don't a lot of wives do
You
what the
have to
husband
pay for
wants?
that.
You know, they get in the car, the house, the kids are happy, everyone's happy. Don't the women usually do that? Unless it's too crazy. Like, you know, they want to go huge, like a gangbang or something. I mean, swing clubs are pretty successful. There's one that has my name on it in Portland, Oregon, called Ron Jeremy's Club Says So. They license my name, and I've seen it.
I'm going up there. Can you get me a pass?
Yeah, you can go. Yeah, sure you can. And it's the thing, and I've seen it really work. I'm sure you've seen it work too. Or
what work, Ron?
I've seen swinging. The whole thing of swinging work, where you do things.
Swinging. Yeah.
Not necessarily they swap wives, but they might do something playful, like, honey, you could touch him while you and I are together, or I'll touch her while we're together. They get a little playful, because I think the hardest thing in a marriage, and I think more divorces are caused because of, and I hate to say this, it sounds so bad, less electric. Boredom.
Wow.
Every girl and every guy complains that in the beginning, first 3 years of marriage, it's like, oh yeah, baby, ride that thing, you know. And then as years go by, 2, 3, 4 years, it's like
boredom.
They say, look, I love my steak and lobster at night, but not every night, and boredom sets in. And,
but Rod,
and Masters and Johnsons,
but
and
I
all
also
kids
think
Newport and all these sexual.
I think men cheat anyway.
But I also think women,
they're catching up.
I think women are
catching up. Women have a thing called the boy toy. That didn't exist when I was a kid. A boy toy was something that was looked against. Oh, you have to get to know the guy, like the guy, love the guy, like that Paradise by the dashboard lights on meatloaf. Just say I love you, we can have sex. That's all it takes? Okay, I love you. Right in there.
But do you agree?
Now women have like a boy
women
toy.
in their 40s.
A guy comes over, gives them a little servicing, and they leave. The biggest adult tapes in the market now are the MILFs and the Cougars.
Yeah.
Guys get turned on with that, and so do women, you know. So it's a whole new era now with girls. They want the one night stand.
Right.
And guys like, dude, she didn't want to date me. Well, she had fun. You gave her a good ride. Now she has homework. She's at Yale. You know, so it's too bad. You're like, and it's a whole new era.
Yo, we got to take a quick break.
In fact, Yale has sex week.
We got to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to continue the conversation. Ron brought up a great point, and I do believe that women are only at the tip of the iceberg for what they really desire and what they refuse to share with their partners. We'll be back to go deeper into that. Holla!
You can't blame them, no. Their design is intelligent. And I ain't talking about no heavy shit. So if you blame anybody, then blame the programmers. We just an alien ant farm on some apple. Life's grander than we can fathom. Scientists split a atom.
Hi, I'm Dina Ruggieri, co-author of Children of War, the Mike Rodriguez story, and founder of Growth Foundation. Growth Foundation is a nonprofit here in Hollywood that provides services to at-risk youth. The vision of Growth is to assist youth in developing the confidence necessary for academic achievement, self-sufficiency, and overall well-being. Not only was Mike Rodriguez a volunteer at Growth Foundation, but he also worked on Skid Row to help other addicts off the streets and into treatment. A portion of each sale of Children of War, the Mike Rodriguez story, is dedicated to a scholarship fund in Mike's name to help youth achieve their personal and educational goals. Belief in oneself becomes possible when one is believed in. Please visit www.childrenofwarbook.com for more information. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ty Simpkins.
Miss Danielle Basutti.
Hi, this is Brooke Peoples.
I'm Jocelyn Donahue.
Hi, I'm Keegan Allen, and you're watching
T Radio V. T Radio V.
T Radio V, radio in TV. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
T Radio V. Yo!
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Hey everybody, Sean Astin here. You may know me from Goonies, Rudy, The Lord of the Rings, but actually my calling is as a political radio show host. So I am proud to announce that I'm bringing my show, Vox Populi Radio, right here to T Radio V, Radio in TV. Thursdays, 12 to 2, live. Did I say that it's live? Live. Call in, tweet in, check in. It's going to be your show.
Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Oh, a little bit. Not that good. I was a ski instructor. I'll give you something going. Since good marching in, you know. Look, I always tell my Christian friends, I happen to be a Jew, and I always tell my friends we're basically the same. Our Bible stopped, and yours just kept going. That's it. It's so simple. You got the old and the new, we got the old. Right? We all agree that Christ was somebody very special. We think he was a rabbi. They think he was a rabbi and a god, you know, so it's small differences, small. There are hypocrites in all walks of life, but I think the church has its fair share. Are there more? There are a lot of hypocrites in the church, and it's very unfortunate. I think the Lord above probably has a real problem with that, using his name falsely. If I was ever attracted to a woman and we had a non-sexual relationship, it would be her fault. Is there something I said, honey? I'll lose the weight for you. Wait, watch, I'll suck it in. It's a very important statement because obviously, you know, who can criticize when they're often making the same mistakes? We see it happen all the time. We've seen it happen with some religious leaders too, or senators or congressmen who speak out against a certain thing. Like even the guy who's now on Fox News, he was the governor of New York. How the heck is he now a commentator on Fox News? And he lost his office for being with a hooker, an escort, and he was prosecuting escorts. So that kind of thing is just crazy. It's just crazy. I think hypocrisy is, I think, one of the worst crimes. I really think so. And I've witnessed it a lot being in my line of work. Love is the thing that tugs at your heart when you can't really explain it, because if you explain it, it's more like a like. When you don't know what it is, how it is, where it is, when something just draws you to somebody in a very almost painful way, where being without them is torture. That's as close as I can get to the word love with a quick answer. I had some situations where it had to be either the Lord or an angel or something, because it couldn't be explained, you know, through just coincidence. You know, I had some interesting experiences. That Kennison story is certainly one of them. The car miraculously skips all the trees and coasts to a stop. And then I say to then Stan goes, "You believe in God now, Ron?" We're upside down. Saying, "You go to great lengths to prove a point." Then his brother goes, "Sam wasn't the one proving the point, Ron." You know. What was I thinking? Oh, guys, I'll try again. I'll do a better one next time. I'm sorry. These are the jokes, folks. I'm here all week.
Wow, back in the building with Ron Jeremy, legend.
What was that from? Do you know?
You know, we just snatched
you
it.
were the one that was there.
You were there.
Man, let me tell you something. When you do a lot of shit, you don't remember shit.
Right.
You don't remember that shit.
But I agree with everything it said.
Yeah, of course. It was you.
said it was you.
Yeah, you got to tell the
saying
Kennison.
it.
Tell the Kennison story, man.
You know, wait,
That's a wild one.
Hold on.
Oh,
Can we stay on topic? Let's do that.
All right.
I got a quick question. We know in the hood, there's always been this saying that the crazier the girl, the better the yoni. Oh my God. Right? So we have a question here that apparently there's some research on that. They're saying nymphomania, aka hypersexuality, is commonly an early sign of bipolar disease. There's some research to support this concept. Is there a reason? But what is the reason why crazy cooter is usually the best cooter?
But also it can be the most dangerous. Allow me to warn my friends here who are all celebrities and people who have money and power. When a girl's a total nutcase, she may be better in bed, but she also may turn on you the next morning.
Yeah.
I told her friends that I was drunk, he was too pushy, and then when a girl's crazy, unless it's somebody you've been dating for a long time, or like most rock stars have retired cops as their bodyguards, so the door can be left partially open and they'll witness it. You want to stay 100 miles away from a crazy girl. You must have someone there with you in that room. Or nearby, because a crazy girl could turn on you.
But that's what...
Yes, they're great in bed. Yes, they're phenomenal, of course.
No, that's a catch-22.
It's God's way of balancing it out, because if you with a bitch that's crazy and her pussy ain't shit, you gonna kill her. She gonna be like, "Bitch, you been acting crazy and this pussy ain't shit."
Yeah.
If a girl is crazy, drunk, if she's stoned, you go 100 miles away.
Yeah, I don't never want to. I never fuck with
You
girls.
could get in trouble the next day and lose your entire career.
You never fuck with girls this way?
Drunk, crazy. Here's
A
my
little
thing.
tipsy's okay.
It's my ego. I'm too arrogant. I don't want none of this. Oh, I can't believe what I did. And oh no, you want to fuck me. I want to fuck you. And let's go do it. Other than
Doc.
that, no, I'm not fucking around.
Doc, who was the craziest girl you ever had sex with, and how did you get away? And was it good yoni? I just love asking him, and just so you can get his face, like.
Right. I'm like,
How am I going to negotiate my way out of this one?
I've been married 36 years and I haven't cheated.
Wow.
Not even if you both agree. It's not cheating if you both agree.
So what I'm saying is I can't remember that far back.
you know what? I really believe him when he says that.
No.
So do
Most
I.
guys can't tell me that, but I believe you when you say you've only had physical sex with your wife since you got married.
Yeah, but I was at Berkeley in the 60s, so I'm sure there were some really good times then.
Oh, Jesus. He can't remember,
Could
though.
you-
We've
but
got
do you
another
think
doctor.
it's okay that some couples like to swing? Do you think it's something that you think is against, or it's wrong, or if they like it? Or?
He's a Jew,
Dr.
too. He
Drew's
doesn't think it's
against
wrong.
it.
I'm a Jew too. But we have juicy fruit here.
Well, Dr.
But,
Drew's against it. He thinks he never sees that it's a good idea.
He's on TV though.
Yeah.
No, I think where it gets in trouble, a lot of people mislead themselves, so they think it's fine, and then what happens is once it's kind of done, there's amazing that a lot of people can be pretty obsessive and not let go of something. So even though you're going into it and you think, oh, it'll be okay, a lot of people do stuff that they can't believe they did and they can't let go of.
In layman terms,
So it can ruin their
she gets some
relationship.
good dick.
Absolutely.
Right.
Be like,
Right.
So listen, we've got another doctor on the line, Dr. Susie. She has a website, man. It's Dr. Susie Block. Her website is incredible. We looked it up. Listen, she's wild.
She's my buddy.
She's your buddy. And she's
great.
deep. She's deep. She's
Dr.
deep. We
Susie
got her.
Block?
Dr. Susie Block, welcome to the Zo What Morning Show. Thank you for not making some money, because she's very busy and very expensive. She took time off to call in and deal with this topic. Why do women like to be choked out in sex? I don't think men like to be choked. Why?
Yes, I
Talk to me
noticed
about
that the
violence.
woman was the only one among your illustrious panel to confess to enjoying the power of surrender, which we all enjoy. I mean, men are not from Mars, women are not from Venus. Women are more likely to admit, yes, I like to be forced. Force makes us feel like it's not our fault. We have so much shame, as you guys have been talking about. We have so much guilt about our fantasies that sometimes the only way we can enjoy it is if we imagine, or if somebody we really actually in real life trust pretends to force us. Now, this doesn't mean that we really want to be forced in real life. Nobody wants to be raped. But the rape fantasy is tremendously enjoyable, by the way, to both men and women, and I don't expect any of you guys to confess enjoying that.
But you know what, Dr. Susie? I had a girl who asked me to let's play rape.
Yeah.
She was like,
sure.
I want you to
gotta
rip
be
my
careful about
rip my
that because,
panties off.
As Ron
And
said very wisely, some of these crazy girls, they'll say, let's play, and then later they'll have regrets about it.
They'll be
They're
down at the
enjoying
precinct.
it while it happens because they do feel so much guilt. They want somebody to just force them, throw them down on the bed, choke them almost to death, and yet make them have this orgasm. Yes, the endorphins rise.
Wow.
But sometimes after that, girls have regret, and then they accuse you. And
Make them sign a waiver.
Yeah, Dr. Susie.
What happens when you rape a girl and she chase you down for your phone number afterwards?
Yeah, you better get it in a contract form. That's why a lot of these people in BDSM, even though this contract, I have to say, does not stand up in court.
Why do you think most rock stars? Hi, Susie, baby.
Hey,
That's right.
Ronnie.
She's my buddy. Why do you think most rock stars have retired cops as their bodyguards? They're not there for the man. Nobody wants to beat up Kid Rock. They're there for the women. Check their IDs, make sure they're the right age, to be a witness to whatever goes on in the back room.
And
Leave
make
the
sure
door
that there's a
ajar
witness
and hear
sometimes,
everything.
you know,
of course
at least for the before
they're
and
witnessing
after.
100%. The door's open. Then if the girl makes an act, they're like, hey, I was right there. All I heard was, oh, baby, oh, baby. So,
wow.
And that's what
You know,
a lot of
women
rock stars
are
have retired cops.
a lot of people have been asking since Freud, what do women want? And women want just as much sex as guys. Men are not from Mars, and women are not from
in the
Venus.
40s, 50s,
but
60s.
women are
more.
more fluid. You can't tell with us. We don't have this big thing. Well, in Ron's case, big.
Thanks.
But
Look, there are black guys here. There are a lot of big guys here.
That tells us
We are right.
when we're turned on.
He's probably the baby in
Wait,
this
I'm
room.
listening to her.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear what she just
I'm
said?
game. We can stand up.
Milton Pearl had a great line.
Did you hear what she just said?
To win.
What'd she say, Corey?
No, you should just listen to it. It's really interesting. She's basically saying women are fucking crazy, but
That's
she has
what
a
I heard.
elegant
You
way of
just
saying
don't
it.
know. We are more fluid. We are more fluid. Thanks to our more adaptable anatomy and physiology, we don't need nagging boners. We don't need high testosterone. We don't need fancy fetishes or any arousal at all in order to mate and procreate.
And you have and
We
Susan,
just need to put it in crass
wouldn't
terms
you
to
agree,
spread our
Susan?
legs.
Susie, wouldn't
We
you
don't
agree?
even need to have a good time. Lucky us.
Susie, wouldn't
Wow.
you agree that most women are way more horny than men in the 40s, 50s, and 60s?
Well, yeah. I mean,
They could
some
slam
women,
dunk
some
the
women
guy.
just put it away. Just it's done. It's over. I'm going to channel my sex drive into my kids, into shopping for the most expensive
Until
thing
you
my
open that
cheating
shit
husband
up.
can
But
buy
wouldn't
me.
you say to the average
some
girl
of
or
them channel
guy?
it, and some of them, the ones who are sex positive, become more sexual than ever. These are the hot milfs
More
and
than the
cougars.
guy of equal age. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, yeah, because we can do it.
Of course. No, it's true. Guys, when they get older, 40s, 50s, 60s, things don't work as well as before. That's why they got Viagra, Cialis,
Yeah, and
Levitra.
because women are more fluid, we do have more of a capability of doing it with different guys, doing it with women, doing it in different situations. Guys are
So
much
can
more
I ask a
rigid.
question
They have
about
their
that?
fetish.
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
what turns them
Ask
on.
Corey.
If they don't have that, forget it.
Go ahead, Corey.
I totally agree.
So it just doesn't sound right. But the truth is, even though a woman can try to be composed and hold it together, the older she get, the fact that she's a whore is going to come out for the most part. Is that right?
Wow.
Well, if she's a whore, I guess that fact comes out. I mean, are we
I
talking
think the
about
word
the
whore
Secretary of
sounds
State,
bad. That's
or
why
just a
people
woman
don't
that
want
wants
to
money on the
admit
table?
it.
What he means is that a girl
I mean,
acts
we're all
innocent in real
whores.
life, then
we
you see her
all
in
do
bed and she's
something for
wild.
money. Some of us just do sex.
Those are the ones we look for.
Ron put it right. Girls act innocent, but the truth
You
is,
get them in bed,
That's
watch
because
their
we
fucking
can.
animals.
Because they
Guys,
can. She's
if
exactly
you
right.
didn't
Yeah.
have a boner that told on you, you would act innocent too, because
Corey.
our society, as Ron said, religion, the government is so sex negative, we'd all like to act like
And Susan,
nothing turns
Susie,
us on.
wouldn't
It's just
you
that
agree-
guys can't pretend.
And wouldn't you
Women
also-
do pretend because we can.
And wouldn't you
They're
agree that
fucking
the girl who's
crazy.
the loudest girl at the party, one who's acting the most boisterous, the most sexual, lifting up her dress, doing
Ain't
sexual
gonna do
things,
shit.
is probably the
Afterwards, she
last
falls
girl.
asleep.
Yes, it's the
That's
quiet
la-
ones.
It's the quiet one in the back who just smiles at you by the punch bowl.
I know
You
a
guys
quiet
are
one.
trying to
Into the
figure it out.
vagina.
It's so hilarious.
I got a
because,
form letter.
you
Isn't
know,
that true, Susan?
you don't
Would you
know.
agree?
The
Form
thing
letter
is, you don't
statement
know.
for that
So-
girl.
Would
You
you
just-
agree? Would you
there's
agree with
no
my?
signal. It's not like our breasts flush or our nipples get hard. Sometimes our nipples get hard from being cold. It's
Would you agree,
I guess
though?
you guys have Viagra now, so you can pretend to be turned on when you're not.
That's
but
true.
naturally speaking, you can't pretend to be turned on when you're not, and we can.
When
So-
you're
and
healthy,
the
you
most-
don't
and the
need to be
great-
turned on
It's
to
not
have
always
sex.
good for us. As a matter of fact, it turns us into doormats a lot of the time. I think women should get in touch with our feelings. I think we should acknowledge what turns us on, and I
You
think
should
we should share
masturbate.
it with our partners
And girls
more.
should
So,
masturbate.
so
Men
let's
do-
do it this way. Let's do it this way.
Well,
really
shouldn't
quickly.
guys
Hold on,
girls
Ron.
masturbate?
Hold on, Ron. Let's do it this way because we all can't talk at the same time. Jeff had a point that he wanted to make. Jeff, what was the point?
That moment's gone.
You don't need the
I
moment,
got a
Jeff.
point.
All right,
well.
never mind. Okay, never mind. Cut Jeff's mic off. Corey, go ahead.
What I was trying to say
I
is,
love you guys.
men do not need to be turned on to fuck when they healthy. It's when you get when your health starts to deteriorate. That's when you need to be turned on or cut the TV off or
that's
something
interesting.
like that. But when you're young, you can fuck somebody you can't stand. You can fuck
But
an
you're
ugly
always turned on when you're
motherfucker.
young.
That's true.
I think you are. Young men are very turned on. They're turned on by the breeze blowing, let
Yeah.
alone getting
The libido
themselves
is much
blown.
stronger.
Right.
They're turned on by a lot of things. Life is a turn on. It's a wonderful thing. That's why so many older men, their fantasies are based on their memories of when they were young. It's not so much the other
That's
person,
interesting.
it's the fact that they were young, and often that is why they like the MILFs, because they were really turned on by an older woman when they were young and when anything turned them on.
I have one question for everybody at the
Your
panel.
voice is turning me on.
I have
I don't know
one.
about older
I have one
women.
question for everybody on the panel. Is MILF pussy, experienced pussy, better than young,
Hell
juicy
no.
pussy? Can we talk on that?
Hell no. Come on.
Look at Ron's face.
I like them both. I like them both.
You like them both?
I like them both.
So if you had your choice, Ron,
Variety.
to have
Variety is just by
a very attractive
There's good things to
MILF
young and there's good things to
versus
older.
a very young and vibrant, you know what I'm saying?
20-year-old?
Yeah. I mean, you're going to pick the young girl.
One on Thursday, one on Friday.
Jeff Brown, take us out. MILF pussy, young pussy.
Problem with young pussy is you can only fuck for so long, and then you have to talk, and that's where shit goes downhill. I will take older pussy.
Men
in a
fuck older
second.
pussy as their options start to decline.
No.
And that's the truth.
Dude, I can fuck whoever I want after a show. I'll take the one that I know is going to make me some brownies in the morning. Fuck this young chick. I don't like fucking young chicks because they talk too much.
Take us out, Doc.
Yeah, what about women finally waking up and saying, "What have I been putting it off for all these years?" And is there what happens in their head when they say, "Why am I denying myself this?" And then suddenly in their 40s and 50s, there's this raging thing to make up for everything they gave up. That was kind of where they kind of bullshitted themselves.
Okay, we got to take a quick break. That was a great question. Think about it, callers. 855-878-4652. This is a TV show, radio show, podcast. It's all happening at the same time. We'll be back at 2.2 T Radio V, Radio and TV, Zo What Morning Show. I'll be back. Holla!
Brad is actually here right now.
I don't have the white disease.
Whoa! Give me that. I want to see like some tiny intro. Give me some boom. Give me some boom, bro. This is gonna make us money.
Ask Robert who his favorite celebrity animals are. Okay.
His animal lovers.
All right, everybody, whip your out. Everybody, whip it out. We'll be right back.
See, now it's...
Let's do a couple things. Ready?
Action.
Oh, monsters! Monsters!
You.
Oh, that means me.
It's gonna take the unreal mind. To be honest with you, I like being down there a little more because my head was...
Candy corn monsters, boom!
Hi, I'm Kristen Renton, and I don't know what I'm saying. This one's World Animal Days.
Right, here we go. Oh, I'll just...
Unreal.
It's on a real wall.
I mean, unless you fake it. I had a contest on night calls, and they were all peeing everywhere. Everyone's like, can I get another Diet Coke? Yeah.
We want to do more.
Hey, Cosmo here, inviting you to join me every Saturday, 11 a.m. PST, for another boozy rendition of Historic Holes. We uncover the history and the mystery, the dirt and details, and even some facts and figures behind your favorite drinking establishment. That could be a corner pub, a rickety saloon, an infamous bar or tavern. It's been around so long, it's bound to be a fire hazard. They are all historic holes. From coast to coast and beyond, I'll be joined by actors, comedians, musicians. I even had a plumber on once. That's Historic Holes. I'm your host, Johnny Cosmo, every Saturday at 11 a.m. PST, right here at the future of online broadcasting, T Radio V, and that's radio in TV.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Oh my God, how he has a rap career is beyond me. I don't get it. And he takes his shirt off. Oh my God, he looks like 50 pounds of chewed Tootsie Rolls with his. All right. Now, you are in white fashion. You know white boys always leave the house like they finna help somebody move. Resist and defend the horrible hoes. There are some horrible people. And what you need to do is start policing your own. In keeping with the theme of the show, shout out to Ron Jeremy, who is here with us. I have a lot of your work. For those of you who don't know, he's a porn superstar whose dick looks like a baby's arm holding an apple.
Wow, Geoff.
Come on, dude. That's man's famous for that. I think we got to stop coming down so fucking hard socially on each other, and not just the people you don't know, especially people you do know. Okay, dudes, ladies alike. If there is something that the person that you want and the person that is with you won't give it to you, you're not a freak for wanting it. That person is the wrong person for the fucking job, and they need to be fired. If you need an umbrella shoved up your ass and opened in order to get where it is you need to be, and you need me to stand out on the patio with it after I take it out and wait till it rains, well, then that's my shit. That's your shit. If I don't want to stand on the patio with a shitty umbrella, then I don't need to be with you. But judging you for what you want in the bed is some bullshit. If it doesn't involve animals and little kids, what the fuck? Who's hurt? Who's the victim? Stop letting the church pick who you fuck, because they're fucking whoever they want. Shout out to Bishop Eddie Long.
Including you.
Yeah, including you. Okay? Young chick, older chicks who are holding out for that guy, and too late. The guy you're talking about is fucking your niece. He's not looking for you. There's a song plays every summer that kind of works against women who hold out too long. It goes like this. Dun, 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 dun.
Graduation.
Dun, 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 dun. Fresh fucking batch. All right, I'm done.
I love it. Geoff's intellectual rant. Bobby G has joined the building. He's going to weigh in on the topic too. But Ron and Dr. Susie Block, we're speaking about something about
the kind of girls you like. When I've done surveys, and I've seen surveys from all over the country and Europe, and so what most men like, when they ask, like, what kind of head do you like? Would you tickle the tongue, play with the balls, whatever. You know what people are leaving out? The most important thing a girl does is enthusiasm. Most guys would rather have a girl, and the doctor's agreeing with me right here, they'd rather have a girl who might not be as good looking
but
as a cheesecake queen, but she just loves your dick.
Yeah.
She wants your schmeckle right in her face. and we love that kind of enthusiasm. And wouldn't most of us guys, wouldn't you all prefer a girl who might not be as good looking, but she just loves you? It's like when you go to a strip club, you're looking at a menu at a restaurant you're not going to have dinner at. Whereas if you got a girl you're going to have fun with and play with, we'll often take the enthusiasm over the looks, believe it or not. Am I right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
We love enthusiasm. The girl just wants that penis, you know?
So, Doc, we got Bobby Glanton Smith in here. Bobby, please give us the old school science on sexual freakiness. Are we freakier now than we were back in the day, or were Big Mama and them freaky too? Talk to us.
Oh, it's no question that today.
Speaking to the mic, Bob.
Oh, there's no question that today it's all in. People are doing whatever they really want to do. Sex was repressed in the 50s and 60s and part of the 70s, and that's when the revolution kind of took off, the sexual revolution, so to speak. Freaky is a difficult word to kind of wrap my head around because it varies from culture to culture. You know, what's freaky to some people is normal to others. Now, some of us fundamentalists, in the context of this conversation, because there's so many things going on today that just baffle my mind. You know, I'm still like down with the male-female thing. And so this conversation is refreshing because I think it gives people an opportunity to open up about what it is they really want to do.
So, Bobby, from your era, you live now, but from your era, what is the freakiest thing that you're seeing now that just...
I don't even want to see it. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't make it past that shit you put on last week.
What do you think
man?
about Michael Sam?
We dealt with that last week.
Putting the cake
in the
little boy face.
I didn't get that far. I didn't make it past the first kiss.
You know Oprah set that up. I just want to let y'all know. Oprah is the devil.
I'm not gonna put anything past anybody. But as far as what turns me on, it's something the brother here just mentioned. It's that excitement, man. It's nothing greater than having a woman look at you and say, "Come on with it."
But isn't excitement the hardest thing to manufacture in a sexual movement?
No, it's not.
You don't manufacture that.
Everybody can get excitement. It's just people overachieve in the dating game. You have to date somebody that's happy to be with you. It's just most of the time that person don't look like you want them to look like. That's what it is. Stop overachieving.
So you saying everybody's superficial then?
Everybody
on some level.
Settle a little.
Yeah,
settle.
you have to settle if you want somebody to be happy to be with you.
Ooh, that's heavy.
You know, sometimes these hot-looking women, they know that you're using them. They feel like you're masturbating into them. I remember I saw this woman years ago, and the husband said, "I'm getting divorced." I said, "Well, it's a free country." He said, "No, my ex-wife is on a scale of 1 to 10. She's a 13." And I said, "Well, he said, "I'm going to send her in here. You're going to see her a few times." And when she came in, I mean, it was kind of nice to look at someone who was a 13. But then and I thought, well, this is better than looking at someone who's a 3. But
I didn't go that day.
Yeah, there you go. No, but when she was talking, what she was saying is I'm in this world to make kind of insecure men have other men be envious of them. I'm in this world to be on someone's arm, so that people can look at him and say, "How did he get her?" And
Trophy.
So I think sometimes a lot of
I think the more beautiful the girl, the more arrogant, the more self-entitled, and I think the more
resentful,
the more underdeveloped
that's
too.
That's not healthy.
Depends. No, I'm not saying. Listen, we're not speaking in absolutes. Okay, I'm saying in general, most women and men who have everyone coming to them have a more difficult time developing who they are because of the attention that's always
I'll get
coming.
that. Yeah.
So that's what I tend to see. Dr. Susie, she dropped. We're going to get her back. But again, I just think, and this has been my experience. They're coming. There's less time to go, why aren't they coming? What do I need to work on? What am I missing?
And once that shit fades?
Yeah. And then when they get older, and then they find out that the beauty isn't where it was back in the day when everybody was coming to them, that's when they start learning some of those lessons. And it's unfortunate that those lessons come later in life.
I have witnessed this a couple of times, and it's almost tragic, where you can look at a woman and tell she was that shit in 91. She was the bomb. And then she walks into a room, and for the first time, no one gives a fuck.
Think about Jasmine Guy.
Oh, wow. Yeah, she looked like Skeletor now.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But that bitch looked like the Emperor on Gladiator movie.
Senator Palpatine from Star Wars.
Let them fight.
It's a trap.
Send them into the dark.
I'll just say this. Dr. Susie is back on the line.
Yes, I am.
I want to ask you a very specific question about the origin of guilt and as it pertains to sexual freedom.
Yes.
How can we extrapolate the guilt? Just take it out of our relationships?
Well, we can't take it out completely, and maybe we shouldn't. I mean, do we want everybody masturbating in the street?
Do you think if we didn't have any guilt, we would do that?
How liberal your parents are, they're going to tell you, that you can play with yourself, but maybe you should do that in private. So immediately the child feels some guilt about doing it in public, which of course is what children would like to do.
Wow.
So they do it. They learn to do it in private. They learn to put their clothes on. They learn to not run around with their ass hanging out. I mean, this is part of being civilized. This is part of our burden we must bear as people that feel that we need to be dressed in public.
Doc, it sounds like you're talking about morals more so than guilt.
Our government, our school, and our religion lays it on very thick and makes us feel guilty about things that are totally unnecessary.
She doesn't hear me. Okay. Dr. Susie, I was just saying, it sounds like you're talking more about moral development than guilt. Because I think guilt in any capacity is not so good.
Well,
in any quantity.
Sometimes you should feel guilty, like when you lie, like when you cheat. Guilt is not a bad thing. Shame is pretty bad.
Shame is part of our
very
religion.
Bad. You know, shame is just feeling I'm a bad person. Guilt is feeling I did a bad thing. And sometimes we do bad things, and
But
we
most
need to
parents
feel guilty.
parent
If you
with
steal,
shame.
You should feel guilty.
Is it wrong to fuck your wife in front of y'all 3-year-old child and say, "Look, motherfucker, this is how you got here"? Is that wrong? I'm asking. Is that
Well,
wrong?
maybe in another world it's not wrong. I guess in our society
Or close the door.
it would be
Right.
problematic.
You want a brother, don't
I
you?
mean,
Well, not
3, maybe 6
That's
or
a
6
tough one.
years
I thought you were going to say to have
bad.
sex with your wife in front of a big group of people, and I would say nothing's wrong with that. You know,
You say nothing's wrong with fucking your wife in front of
often
everybody.
comes in to help us to deal with life.
Wow. No, that's a
But
good point.
one person's fantasy is another person's nightmare. I mean, I hear you guys talking a lot about, you know, when I'm with someone new, I don't want to hear them talking. Of course, that's true of a lot of us. You know, sharing fantasies isn't usually necessary. When you first have sex together, so much is new in reality. Your mind doesn't have to go much farther than the present moment and that body and that yoni and that whatever to just get excited. But when you're in that long-term relationship, like Ron was saying, when you've been together for a long time, you get to know that body so well that fantasy is there for you to reach out and experience novelty once again, to bring that into your long-term marriage.
Dr. Susie Block, Corey has a point to make. Corey?
Sure. I just want to ask her, do you think if a man is around a woman for a long time, I'm talking about, and I'm being honest here, like for the most part, most relationships, do you think he wants to hear anything she got to say?
Well, unfortunately not, because he wants to just put her into a compartment, compartmentalize her.
Wow.
And
Where
I
she
think that's
belongs.
unfortunate. I think we should be open to our spouses, and women don't always want to hear what guys have to say
But
either.
we don't
I
talk
think we
to
both
you.
just
We believe
want
that.
to
We believe you.
compartmentalize
No, we
each other.
believe you.
And that is the death
We don't
of
say
lust.
shit.
That
We
is
believe
the
you.
death of lust.
Don't talk over her. Let her finish.
You
Ron?
know, one thing about marriage, it relies on trust. And when you give your partner surprises, you lose that trust. But trust kills lust. Lust and trust are not exactly bedfellows. So once you trust someone, you lose your lust.
Well, you
when you
said-
lust after someone, it's usually someone you can't trust. The key to a happy, long-term marriage is to somehow combine lust and trust.
Now you also
And
said
fantasy is there to help us.
So every now and then, just leave your wife standing out in front of the work waiting on you.
Did you? Well, wait a minute. Did y'all hear what she just said? I did. Trust kills lust. Please
Sad
say,
but true.
please say more about that. That was a bomb.
Well, it's sad but true. I mean, what he was saying, you don't want to hear something from your woman about something new. You want to trust her. You want to trust that she's the same woman you've always known. It's the same that women feel about men. But the unfortunate thing about that desire to trust that we need in order to be good parents and to pay our taxes and to rely on our partner is that kills lust. Because lust is all about surprises. It's
Spontaneity.
all about, wow, this is new, this is crazy. Like you said, crazy women, you can't trust them. So if you can combine the lust, the craziness, the wildness, the pheromones,
Unpredictability,
the crazy wild feelings with trust, then you've got a happy marriage. Like
Oh my
I
God!
kinda
Oh
have.
my God! That
Anyway.
was hit. That was heavy. We're gonna contest it when we come back. Great
All right.
information. We gotta take a quick break. We'll be back in 2 seconds. So what?
Imported into the country should mean that you don't think it's right. And if you don't think it's right, then you need to look in your own backyard and see what you're doing.
Somebody gotta dry the buses out to the sticks. Somebody gotta make the ink for fingerprints.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This your boy Crazy Bone. Man, I'm the bum Keith G, man. And whenever you sitting at home and can't shake the monkey off your back, then just know every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. You can tune in to the Quick Fix and get your fix on, man. Right here on TRadioV.com, baby. Radio and TV. Now, how they gonna see us on the radio then? Radio, I don't know. Or is it TV and radio? But it's one of them. I gotta figure this radio and TV thing out though, bro. I don't understand. I'm gonna tell my mom how she gonna see us.
Together. Hey guys, I'm Danny Boy, and I'm Nako Nolan. See what I mean? Hey guys, I'm Danny Boy O'Connor, and I'm Nako Nolan, and we're the That's not written down. All right, well, I'm gonna do it my way. Okay. No, it's okay. It's
Watch us as we uncover. And we're the Delta Bravo Urban Exploration Team. Join us every Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Or 10 to midnight for our East Coast friends.
Watch us as we uncover, discover, and explore music, movie, and true crime locations. The Delta Bravo Show every Friday, 7 p.m. right here on T Radio V. Radio and TV. Just put your hand like that.
T Radio V.
What did you play opposite Andy, Eric? Do you remember?
Andy and I worked as two employees at a network.
Okay. Oh, you're forgetting the other thing.
I played a news anchor, and he played a reporter.
Okay, but the other thing you did, the thing you did on the Andy Dick show, who did you play to Andy?
Oh, is that going to play my sister?
You played his wife, Denise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you played his wife.
Yeah. So what's wrong with that, Eliza?
Nothing's wrong with it.
He's got a great range as an actor.
Yeah, it just was funny.
Encounters with Eric and Eliza Roberts, Wednesdays from 2 to 4 p.m. on T Radio V.
Hi, I'm Sheriff John Bonnell. You're watching T Radio. Radio and TV? What? Perfect. That was perfect. Why are you asking me to do this after 12 drinks?
Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Sexual tastes vary from person to person, but with the current pornography epidemic, as some call it, one has to wonder how exactly this may affect our desires and perception of sexuality. Moreover, how does it affect our sex lives? Pornography constitutes about 25% of all search engine requests and is the fourth most common reason people give for going on the internet. And while it may seem to simply facilitate an instinctual sexual response linked to millions of years of evolution, the truth is, pornography has dynamically changed over time, ultimately molding our tastes and desires. The not-so-shocking truth is that pornography has profound consequences for the brain and acts in many ways like a drug. With prolonged exposure, your tolerance is increased, and many often find themselves addicted. Though it's not a physical substance, it leads to the same general loss of control, the compulsiveness to seek out the activity despite negative consequences, and withdrawal when it goes away, much like that of gambling or running, for example. The issue is that continued exposure can cause long-term or even lifelong neuroplastic change in the brain. Dopamine is released as a reward whenever we accomplish something, whether it be eating to sustain life or sexual activity to produce future life. And this dopamine consolidates neural connections in order to drive us to perform the same activity in the future. In other words, it alters and forms the brain cells to motivate certain actions. It rewires your brain. The National Institutes of Health measure drug addictiveness by testing rats. The rat is trained to press a button in order to get a drug, and the harder it works indicates how addictive the substance is. It turns out that the more addictive a drug is, the more dopamine we see released. And while there is, unfortunately, no rat porn that we can give to them, we do know that dopamine is also released during sexual excitement, which pornography plays right into. The more time you spend doing it, the more dopamine gets released, which reinforces the behavior and makes you not only desire it in the future, but require it. And as you begin to imagine these images away from the computer or while having sex, they become reinforced. Furthermore, each orgasm releases even more dopamine, which consolidates the connections made during the session. It's a feedback loop that becomes harder to escape. And just like a drug, your tolerance for visual stimulation has now compounded, making it more difficult to be turned on by reality. Pornography addiction can often lead to finding your mate less attractive. The good news is, it doesn't have to be permanent. Usually when people understand the mechanism and realize it's affecting their relationships, they can stop. The brain is often described as a use it or lose it system because the neural connections you stimulate grow stronger and desire to be activated, while the ones you ignore become weakened. Much like your muscles, which, if sitting still all day, itch for activity, but after prolonged non-use, they become complacent. Luckily, because of this use it or lose it brain, the same neuroplastic system that proliferates these habits can also be used to acquire healthier ones. Got a burning question you want answered? Ask it in the comments or on
Wow.
Facebook and Twitter.
A nice little schooling session on the video. Of course, Geoff wasn't listening at all.
Really?
He was talking, but
Would you like for me to break it down?
Break it down, Geoff.
Okay. Basically, what he was saying is that there is a physical chemical loop made by watching too much porn. Now, in my opinion, that's very true for weak dudes.
What do you mean weak dudes, Joe?
I mean dudes.
Go into it.
I mean dudes that in the first place, their vagina roster wasn't that deep to begin with.
The vagina roster.
Yeah.
I know I'm fucked up. I can't. It take me about 40 minutes to watch some porn if I'm a jag off to it. I gotta find a scene to turn me on.
Yeah, I gotta find. But that's. You got to get your. I got certain porns in certain spots where that's just my spot. I just need that spot right there where both the girls is blowing the dude and they kiss each other. That's my spot. Okay.
When I was a rookie, I used baby oil, but I don't fuck up no more sheets no more.
No,
I use
lotion,
jelly,
water based,
KY jelly warming.
Nothing oil based.
Ron,
I'd like to see your comments made during the break. Were interesting. I'm kind of mixed on how I feel about some of that. I'd love Susan Block to hear that. Is Susan, you there?
She's here. Yeah,
I am
Susan's here.
here.
He said
I am
the man is the Batman to
and
the woman's
I,
well. Hold on, wait.
Calling porn or any kind of sex and addiction is misleading.
No, ask the question again, Ron.
It's you said about the guy is the Batman, the girl's the Robin.
I was
now,
saying,
we're addressing this to Susan. Susan, Corey during the break, comedian Corey Holcomb during the break was saying that the problem with sexuality and all of this stuff that's happening in our society today is because
women feel they are equal to a man in a relationship. In a productive relationship, Batman is the man and Robin is the woman. She's there to back him up.
I thought the woman was Catwoman.
That's fine.
Okay, we'll go with that.
I mean,
she can be Catwoman.
We'll go with that. I think there's lots of different
Catwoman was a
combinations.
whore.
He was saying that the kids could grow up. If they see the dad not being dominant, they can grow up as, I guess you said, little faggots. So.
A lot of men like being dominated. Maybe you guys don't, and that's
no, we don't.
Fine. But a lot of men like that, and a lot of women like women. Some men like men.
Okay.
There's also transgender people. There's all kinds of people. There's all kinds of combinations. But yeah, I think that a lot of heterosexual men perhaps are having a little crisis of confidence. And that's what turns some of them to porn. It's not an addiction, but one of the speakers was saying, guys that don't get enough yoni. It's true. Guys that are shy.
Men who like to be dominated produce little boys who wear pink pants.
Hear what he said, Susan?
Oh, wow.
Susan, say that again.
I said men who like to be dominated produce little boys who prefer to wear pink pants to school. Men, let me tell you something. Most of the time,
I want to hear her comment on that.
Right.
No, I'm saying most of the times when you are with a
lot of
man.
police officers, a lot of my clients who are cross-dressers are CEOs and police officers and firefighters. They're very powerful men. Nature often seeks a balance, and the more powerful you have to be in marriage and family and work, sometimes the more in your deepest, darkest fantasies that you can't share with anyone except maybe your therapist or your mistress, that's where you surrender, and maybe that's when you wear panties.
Wow.
Be around motherfuckers like that.
Jeff Brown.
Doc, I'm going to have to...
By the way, comedians are also a big candidate for wearing panties under their clothes.
Okay, well, that's fine.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
I can agree with that. Men often have fantasies of surrender.
Who does?
Jeff Brown has something to say.
So do powerful women, by the way. It's the most. It's the women CEOs
it's the people
that
you've
love
been around,
that surrender fantasy. And by the way, if you're going to do any choking, take a class. I seriously do not recommend any of these choking games unless you really know what you're doing.
Wow, Jeff Brown. Jeff Brown has something to respond to the doc. Jeff?
Yeah, Doc.
30 seconds, Jeff.
I really don't. It's tough for me to co-sign that with regard to CEOs and police officers as being alpha males. A lot of them I don't count as dominant just because they have a lot of power. The most powerful man I ever knew was my grandfather, who was an alpha male. And I'm willing to bet my pinky finger, I don't have any concrete evidence, but I bet you he wasn't wearing no panties.
I bet you he wasn't sharing his sexual fantasies with you.
Okay. No, he was not. But the concept.
So you don't know.
But the concept.
And nothing against him, and nothing against men that have these fantasies or men that have domination fantasies. But we generally don't share our fantasies with most people.
Oh, that's fair.
Susan, right?
Dr. Susan.
Yeah. Dr. Susan, listen. Let me tell you something. I swear this is the truth. And Ron is listening to me because I think he might co-sign me on this. Men will tell a bitch anything. You can't believe nothing no man told you because he's trying to get some pussy from you.
Now, Geoff,
I can't really co-sign all of that.
Finish it.
Yeah, you guys will tell us anything. Just
Finish the
to-
thought, Geoff.
I don't really buy
Get
that.
that
100%.
yoni.
So finish the thought, Geoff.
Honestly, there's a way that society is going, and this is right in the middle of it. And I'm sorry, I'm a caveman. You're gonna have to wait 200-300 years until
I'm a cave woman.
Until well, cave
Finish
women.
it, Geoff.
I'm trying. I swear to God, I'm trying. 300 years from now, the pussification of the North American male will be complete. Right now, I might as well have been from the 40s. I don't subscribe to this. What we were really saying is, or what I was really saying is that men and women are different and we're not equals. My word is first. My wife's word is first. My word is final. And that is kind of trickling over into sex, where the beta male opinion of sex is becoming the top opinion.
Yeah, interesting. What do you mean by beta male opinion of sex? Give us an example of a beta male's opinion of sex that's trickling over into the power structure here.
Oh, you know what? Homosexuality should be okay with everybody, seeing as how it's being force-fed to everybody. There are some people, and I don't have anything against male homosexuality.
You don't?
No, I don't.
I do.
Well, dude, that's the no. I ain't
scared.
That's their shit.
Fuck all them moist motherfuckers.
That's their shit. If that's what they want to do, let them do it.
Let them chili dog all day long.
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly. If you want to take meat stick in the cornhole, that's your shit. You do what you want to do, but don't make me like it. Don't.
So you're saying homosexuality is kind of
Who's
like
making you like it?
Huh? What's
you're
that?
saying homosexuality is kind of like
Your
you know how
son-
we talked about white privilege. You're saying now there's a homosexual privilege going.
Well, yeah.
What if your son, 4th grade teacher, his husband come up there to the school and they kiss like that, like
in
Michael
front of the
Fairbanks,
class,
in front of the kids? You telling me you ain't gonna feel no kind of way about that?
No, I'm not saying that. That's not what I said.
Wait, kids are harsher than we are.
I
damn
don't
it.
want my heterosexual son's teacher kissing his wife in front of my son.
I do.
No.
Be like, son, that's how you do a bit right there.
Listen, we got to take another break. When we come back, we're going to wrap it up. It's crazy. Zoe Up Mornings. Holla in a second.
Yeah, nigga. Just beautiful black brothers and sisters. And from my pain, they still profit today. Some of the biggest banks like B of A own slave, man. America the beautiful.
We don't see any American dream. We've experienced the American nightmare.
T Radio V.
We got Scott and Brad from Slater's 50/50. What's up, you guys?
There was one thing I wanted to bring up, which was the pancake, the fried chicken
pancakes.
Yeah.
What we did is we do 2 buttermilk pancakes at the bottom, 3 pieces of fried chicken, a homemade country bacon-infused gravy, and then we put, of course, bacon on top of that, fried egg, another pancake on top of that, and then real maple syrup just drowning the whole thing.
You guys, I must say, are pretty fit for eating all this
Well,
stuff.
thank you very much.
I mean,
appreciate that.
So you guys don't eat your food. Forkin' Amazing. Mondays, 5 p.m. on T Radio V LA.
T Radio V.
I found the greatest invention this week. It's a bed that's made for cuddling. It's called the Cuddle Mattress. And look, you can slot your elbow in.
Oh my! And what about
Yeah.
the remote? That's my biggest concern.
Yeah.
is the
Oh,
remote.
yeah, you would seriously.
I already lose my remote, and I have a normal bed, and it gets like caught in my blanket.
You shag in one, and then when you get it all like wet and messy, you sleep in the other. And that's kind of what you need in life. You need like a bed to shag in and a bed to sleep in.
It's the Suicide Girls, Thursday, 6 p.m. on T Radio V.
Well, howdy, I'm Miss Laura, host of Miss Laura's Civil Wars. We do it every Saturday at 10 a.m. We talk about what's in the news that everybody's fussing and fighting about this week, because y'all are rude. We have a roundtable of media experts, and we bring in celebrity guests from the world of entertainment. So join us on Miss Laura's Civil Wars every Saturday at 10 a.m. on TRadiov.com. Radio and TV.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
We men want to take a woman in our arms, and a girl wants to take a man in her arms, and pretty soon we want to take him to bed with us. Go on. Go over there and touch it. Put your arms around her. Put your hand on her breast. See how far you can take your hand. See how far she'll let you go. Go ahead, girl. Touch him at the most sensitive part of his body. There is one place in the woman's body and one place in the man's body that creates multiplication. They're not 2, they're not 3, they're not 4 places, they're not 10 places, there is one place. In the woman's vagina and the man's male organ. There's only one place in the woman's body where the male organ was designed to penetrate. The vagina. Only one organ made to bring forth life. It's the male organ. It's not in lesbianism where the tongue of a female goes into the vagina of another female. It's not in the male where the male organ goes into the part of the body where the waste matter comes out of the body that's poison, and he penetrates that part of the body in homosexuality. It's not to be put in
the body.
But did he lie about anything?
The definition of sodomy is anything other than vagina and penis, which includes oral sex and anal sex. You know, in the Eastern District of Virginia and parts of Atlanta, it actually is against the law.
Yeah.
And so Robin
It's
Williams,
against the law to eat pussy?
So Robin Williams, when they made these laws, said, "Let me get this straight. You commit sodomy in Atlanta, they're going to throw you in jail. Or you're going to get sodomized."
Wow.
That's
hey,
funny.
so listen, Dr. Susie is online.
Yeah.
Dr. Susie, I got to wrap you really quickly, but before we do,
Wrap me.
yes, indeed.
That sounds like a fetish.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
cellophane? Or
It's like-
what are you going to wrap me in? Latex?
Yeah.
Or your
maybe.
arms?
Maybe some, I don't know. Shit.
Filet-
But anyway,
Some voice-proof material.
anyway, we want your website, right?
Dr. Susan Block Institute, one word.com.
Dr. Susan Block Institute.com. She's got all types of toys and all types. You know, a lot of my everybody here wants to know, how does one get certified in the art of choke-a-bitch? Choking. I'm sorry.
Ron could
From the
probably
Chocohole
give
tribe.
lessons, but there are experts in BDSM all over the place that do give lessons in how to do that in a safe way.
Wow.
Because it is very dangerous.
Wow. And one more time,
Look
the
at
website.
David Carradine
Yeah.
supposedly died from that, right?
Absolutely, it's
Michael
very
Hutchins?
dangerous. It's just you're a second away from death there, and you don't want to be put on the stand over that, like saying she asked for it.
Because
No
you can't
jury will
ask her.
believe you.
Yeah, you can't ask her afterwards.
That's why you got to
A jury of
record.
my
Be
peers
very,
will.
very careful for your own sake as well as hers.
Well,
Or
we want
his,
to. Well,
if
we
he
want
wants
to.
it.
We want to thank you for taking the time to be with us today. It
My
was
pleasure.
awesome.
It's been a lot of fun.
And
I'm
the
gonna
next
have
time-
fantasies about all you guys now, and that'll improve my marriage.
Oh wow. Okay. And the next time, come in and bring some of your toys so we can really
well,
exploit
yeah, that'll be the next time. I like to start with a little tease.
Excellent.
Teasing is pleasing.
There it is. Thank you so much. We appreciate
Thank you,
it.
darlings. Good luck.
All
Enjoy
right.
your fantasies tonight.
Absolutely.
Her
And
husband is a
really
plumber.
quickly,
Yeah.
guys.
Take her over at 19. Wouldn't you take her over at 19-year-old?
Fuck yeah.
Can you imagine her
In
talking to you?
30
Corey?
seconds.
Corey, you're not fucking me right. What I want
love
you
you,
to
Ron.
do is...
Listen, we got one more guest on the line. She wants to talk about endorphins. It's Dr. Lakeisha Sumner. She's a doctor, man. Lakeisha Sumner. Lakeisha, talk to us about the endorphins and all this other stuff we get addicted to. Aren't endorphins like similar to drugs, or they're related to drugs in some kind of way? Talk to me.
Well, they're neurochemicals in the brain, and when we do things, some behaviors, we have a neurochemical release. For example, if you're thinking about pornography addiction, for example, dopamine is the primary chemical that's involved because it's responsible for sexual arousal and response. So when we're thinking of people who may do cocaine, for example, It acts directly on the dopamine system, and it surges when we're exposed to novel stimuli, and especially if it's sexual stimuli, okay?
Wow.
Or when the stimuli is more arousing than what you anticipated. So one of the reasons why people like porn is because erotic imagery triggers more dopamine than sex with someone that you're familiar with.
Wow.
So you say to me, well, why is that a problem? It's a problem because the more pornography you consume, guess what? The more you want. There's a feedback loop. Okay? So it's almost like a drug in a sense. Now, some people may say to me, well, food and drugs, they also can release dopamine. The problem with pornography, and there is some safe pornography for couples, but the vast majority of it, it can really trigger this dopamine effect. But pornography offers extreme novelty. So
Well,
you're
that's a good point.
constantly looking for something that you haven't seen. You want more stimulus, right?
Right.
And unlike drug and foods, internet porn doesn't eventually activate the brain's neural aversion system. Okay?
Wow. So listen, that's Dr. Lakeisha Sumner. She was on the show last week. We're going to be bringing her back from time to time to drop that kind of information. I think that kind of information is important to the to the conversation because it adds a bit more context. The studied version, and Doc, you don't care, do you? Go ahead. Let's hear.
Wait a minute. We got folks talking about something that's really just organic. I mean, if you got to go to school to learn how to fuck, man, then something's going terribly wrong in the world, man. Terribly wrong.
Come on, man. You ain't getting fucked right.
Come on, man. Yeah. I mean, all these explanations.
That was the clinical version, Bobby.
Man, we got too many doctors, man. Too many doctors, and not enough practical experience, man.
No, you gotta say it like you said it.
Yeah, just a minute ago, Bobby, when you was over here complaining about not talking.
Yeah,
now, come on.
She said, what did Geoff tell me what I said?
She done too much. It was brilliant.
Was it shipped in business?
He said, it was some shipped in business. He said, she know too much about it and ain't done enough of it. That's what it was. No, get back at it.
But one more quick point about that other woman that was on there talking about men in panties. I don't know a man that I know personally that considers himself a man has ever even thought about putting on some panties.
You put on some panties, you got something wrong with it.
Well, I believe that's because we don't know every aspect of every man we know.
Oh, I know me.
And
I ain't never
that's
wanted
true.
to put no panties
But
on.
if I see you in some panties, I ain't fucking with you no more.
It's over.
It's the way I'm gonna treat you from now on. I'm gonna be like, that boy weird, and I don't want him around my kid.
He on the pink side of the force.
He's on the pink side of the force.
Yeah, he's. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. I know it is hard. I know it's such a stretch. But there are some males who exist who don't have any thoughts that have to do with anything with women sexually other than fucking them. And I know that's crazy because
that's not crazy.
No,
but there are comics.
It's made to see.
I agree when she said there are comics who like the boys.
Just go
who
ahead
play
and say
with
his
boys.
name.
Well, I can say a lot of them.
Say some names.
There's a whole colony of them, and when you get into an argument with one of them,
like ants.
I got into an argument with this comic named Dave Arnold. And every comic who I thought was moist was calling my phone talking about I'm wrong for that. So instead of them admitting y'all all fucking, you acting like I'm just a bad guy.
What was the argument about?
Right, y'all all fucking. You intimately involved with David Arnold.
What was the argument about? You
stealing jokes. That's what they do.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I know it's gay entertainers. That's part of the game. I'm not mad at them.
Yeah,
just don't bring that shit toward me.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to ask Ron something quickly. This is a real out of left field. It says in the Torah that sex should be had in the dark because when you don't see the other person, your imagination can keep you turned on to them longer.
That could be Godzilla. But do you think it's...
Yeah, that's terrible.
If
Godzilla got that wet pussy.
No, but
you see Gazuki was born?
But I think the point is...
another lizard out there.
Does what you see in the pornography and all that stuff, does it jazz you up continually so that everything becomes dull. And so what's happened, a lot is not left to your imagination.
But that
And
could
so
be
when
that
you
could be
face it-
MTV. That could be watching Christina Aguilera shake her body. That could be R-rated as well. Or you could
Right.
go out in the street, go to a nude beach. You could go to a museum and see
No,
nude
but I think
artworks.
the
So
reason
that's
they
just-
wrote this thousands of years ago is they wanted you to stay interested in your wife, interested in having sex.
No,
and you
I
would-
want to
and you would-
see my penis going in and out
Yeah.
of my woman.
Yeah, but
That
Hasidics-
is a turn on for
Hasidics do
me.
that. What you say about the Torah, Hasidics actually do that.
What if she
but
had
they
a
also
C-section?
shave the woman's head afterwards.
Corey
But she won't-
said,
she
what
won't
if
be
she had a
attractive to other men.
C-section?
And now in Arab countries,
I don't
they
wanna
do
see her
clitorectomies,
C-section.
clitorectomies they're called.
Right.
It's a lot of practices are really almost barbaric as far as that goes. Jews don't do that, but yes, the Hasidics, they have the hole in the sheet, so you can't enjoy the sex. It's done for procreation, not for fun. Yeah, there's a whole like that's why I said earlier in the broadcast. Greek and Romans, are doing the right thing. Fun, all kinds of great sex.
You're saying there was a sexual freedom there.
Judeo-Christians came along and put in this guilt thing, which then changed everything around.
Wow,
I don't
that's
think the Lord
excellent.
above really meant that we had to be totally monogamous, as long as it's consensual.
Listen, we're about to wrap it up. We got one more segment, the final thought segment, and then we're going to promote everybody's whereabouts, what they're doing, what's going on. We're going to wrap this topic up with my final thought. I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back in 2 seconds. It's been a great one. Holla in a second.
It's only me, it's never you who gets rocky. No matter what I will go through, I lift my hands, I back my head cause I trust you. I know you will never leave me. It's only me, it's never you who gets rocky.
We are live. This is happening now. That's The Lonely Wild, and they're in studio.
And we are here with, hey, hello.
Hey! We got a maximum capacity. I don't know if there's a fire hazard going on right now.
Yeah, joined by the West Coast Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Alex Johnson.
I just want to hear you sing all night. This voice.
That's so nice. Well, thank you.
Yeah, new regime. It's called Exhibit A. It's the latest release.
The magic of radio.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
I gotta take this call.
Hello, I'm Christina Fulton with my show, which is called Playing It Forward, here at Tay Radio V, where we interview the most incredible people in the world. Shh, shh, shh. Who is it?
President Obama?
I'm going to tell you, we're going to be in the trenches looking for people that are not paying it forward. Mr. President, I'm going to tell you something. I'm so happy you called me because over here at T Radio V, we need your support. Pay attention. T Radio V has my show, Playing It Forward, every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Hey, Radio V.
T Radio V. And if they don't give back,
Hey, what's up? I am Scott.
And I am Ken. We are not the Chemical Brothers, but we are. We are the Crystal Method. And you are watching T Radio V.
T Radio V. Radio in TV.
Radio in TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, So What is back in the building. It's been an incredible show. Again, the shows are not designed to answer all of your questions, but they are designed to rattle your cage, so to speak, your psychological cage, to get you to think, rethink, reevaluate who you are and what you are. And as is commonplace, just listening to everybody's valuable input, Corey, Bobby, Dr. Susie Block, Dr. Lanisha Sumner, of course, Ron Jeremy, Dr. Goulston has returned, and my good man, my right-hand man, Geoff Brown in the building. All of this information is valuable, but we don't claim to have all of the answers. But in taking in what everyone has said, everybody's input, what I'm starting to realize is guilt is inbuilt in our sexuality, right? And it serves as there's like a social, cultural, and religious perfected persona. It's almost like a personality condom that we're wearing that prevents us from actually making contact with another person for fear of being judged, for fear of being labeled, for fear of being condemned. Now, for me, if I can't be real with my woman, the real question is, do we really have relationship? Because relationship in and of itself, the term itself means to be related, to relate. And if I'm relating with you or to you through a set of ideals, then our ideas are fucking, not us, right? Because what happens when I reveal what I really want? Am I now out of alignment with who you are or who I think you to be? Krishnamurti, I always, go to this guy. He says, man, if all you are is connected to the social template of what a wife is supposed to be or what a husband is supposed to be, then you've never met her and she's never met you. Because all you got to do to get this pussy is bring home the bacon and fix stuff. Then the husband gets to say, I get to fuck you in your sleep, right? Because according to the rules of marriage, I get to fuck you whenever I want to. You got to have that pussy ready when I want it ready, right? According to marriage. So now we're actually living up to social standards as opposed to really connecting to what we really want. And as we talked about earlier in the conversation, did we not notice that women, the ones we love, we really don't know, right? We really don't know. We're starting to find out that women are more sexual than we once thought they were. Women have deeper, stronger, more powerful desires than we thought. Women probably want relations with other women. I had a sister tell me once, she said, I want my girl to suck your dick, but I don't want you to fuck her. Because if you fuck her, she's going to be on it like I'm on it. And I don't want her to be on it like I'm on it, but there's a fantasy of having her blow you off, right? But she can't have it because her having it is what I have. And then I'll get territorial and it's like a real complex dance, man. And what I'm saying is, man, until we have these real, open, honest conversations, all we're doing is fucking ideas. And most people don't understand that. Oh, we're equally yoked because we believe the same thing. Well, you can believe the same thing and still not be compatible, right? I think when you're authentic, that's where compatibility is. We lack compatibility because we're too busy trying to make sure that the ideas line up as opposed to the spirits, the souls, the real shit. To me, that's my final thought. Oh, by the way, everybody got to tell everybody where they're going to be, what they're going to be doing. Ron, I know you got records and movies. And where can people find you and connect to the legendary Ron Jeremy?
That sister's phone number?
Hysterical.
Actually, to get a hold of me, Mike at Esterman.com, ESTERMAN.
Mike at Esterman.com.
Yeah, to get a hold of me. Also, I got two things I'm excited about. I got a rum that's all over the world right now called Ron D. Jeremy Rum.
You should have brought it in here, the vodka.
I know. They have it at the it's rum. They have it at the Rainbow. They got it at the Greenblatt's, next to the Laugh Factory. They have it at Gil Turner's carries it. So it's the one at Sunset and Doheny. So I'm pretty excited. It's all over the world. It's in different states in America. It's the spiced rum and a dark rum. Also, I got a vinyl that just came out. It's me playing the harmonica and the piano. Waylon Jennings, his son, Shooter Jennings, has a big record label. He's got Billy Ray Cyrus with one song. He's got a lot of big name people on there, Wanda Jackson, his dad himself. He's got me playing the piano and the harmonica and cracking jokes about classical music.
Excellent.
It's his album.
Excellent.
Shooter Jennings' album. It comes out, the vinyl came out and sold out. Amoeba doesn't have any left. So the CD comes out in another month or two.
Excellent. Corey, where can they find you, bro?
You can hear my commentary on this show on Twitter at the Corey Holcomb. And I want all you guys to know, the day you lose control of your bitch, your family is destroyed.
I love it. Dr. G!
Just Google me under Mark Goulston. You'll find a bunch of stuff that you won't care about.
Well, Dr. G is big time. Just Google me, bitches. Geoff Brown, where can we get you, man?
Go out to go to mixer.com, MIXER.com, and get some ignorant ass Geoff Brown ringtones.
Say it again.
MYXER.com/Geoff Brown ringtones.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Bobby G.
I'm going to dedicate my other 30 seconds to the memory of the late El Hajj
Malik
Shabazz.
Malcolm X, happy
came
birthday.
into this world on this day, and his impressions are indelible. And because of what he did, I wrote a book called Real Men Don't Play. So check that out. Just go to www.realmendon'tplay.com.
Excellent.
Happy birthday, Malcolm.
Excellent. Support Bobby G. We really appreciate it. And me, at Mr. Zowhat on Twitter. On Instagram, at Mr. Zowhat. On Twitter, at Zoe Williams. Follow us. Continue to support us. Blackmastery.com, Ramo Mart. IamZoeWilliams.com. Support the movement. This is what we're doing. We're going to come back with another heater topic next week. We're in this game alone right now. And that's what we're going to keep doing. We'll be back next week. Holla at you. Deuces.
Living with another man's foot in your ass. Turn around like this when you give it up, bitch. Let them live it up, rich get rich. Smile for the camera, let them take your picture. African American homegrown nigga. So Cain and Abel lie. Hard for the nigga to stay alive. When you get up off your knees instead of begging for somebody to pay your price. Open up stove and yo good. Treat you like a thief every time you walk in, but you keep coming, police patrol your shit.
You are watching T Radio V, Radio MTV.